Howdy guys, and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I am Travis and I'm alive in Tucson, and I'm here to talk about a couple of the ways me and my family survive the brutal Tucson summer, those dreaded Arizona summers. It's not as bad as Phoenix, but it's pretty dadgum hot. I'm reporting from up on Verde Ridge overlooking all of Tucson, and it is gorgeous. Finally, it's getting towards the end of the summer, so I'm just gonna give you some tips and tricks to survive the Tucson summer if you're visiting here, or maybe if you live here. If you live here, you probably already know these. But the number one thing I'm gonna start off with that every Tucsonan should know is going up Mount Lemmon. It is a great place and a day trip to just cool off and relax. The temperature's always like 20 to 30 degrees cooler up there. Once you get to the top, 9,000 feet, you have Summer Haven, the town. They have the Mount Lemmon Cookie Cabin with its giant plate-sized cookies. You also have the Mount Lemmon Lodge, which has lunch and like a little snack shop and stuff that you can hang out there on the deck. Also the Cookie Cabin, don't forget the pizza. I forgot to say that, but they got pizza. But yeah, they got all kinds of stuff on the town strip. Not to mention just nature. You can go out in the pine forest. They have the Rose Canyon Lake, which is great for just chilling. Definitely camping. Camping is a great thing you could do up there. We've done it very frequently. It's so nice to just wake up in the morning. It's cool out, the birds chirping, and you don't have to worry about the sweltering Tucson heat. Now, the second thing I'm gonna talk about is actually up here at Verde Ridge. So we're gonna head down to the little cool-off spot. We'll talk about that a bit. So coming up to Verde Ridge, it's on the far east side of Tucson. It is gorgeous, like I said, sweeping views of Tucson. The view is just incredible. I was panning a shot, but it looks better in person. So there's a little hike I'm gonna go down, and I'll be right back with that cool-off spot. Well guys, I hiked down to the other cool-off spot, and I should have known. Down here is Verde Falls. Now, we came here not too long ago, maybe a few months, but this little puddle of water you see was actually a full kind of, not raging river, but it was more of a river. It flowed all the way down and out, and probably at least close to knee deep, maybe like mid-ankle here. And there was a lot of people just laying by here. It's kind of gravelly, and they were just playing in the water and enjoying the water. It does flow all the way down from the top over here, and it looks like it's mostly dried up. I guess I should have figured, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna come down here, see this big river. Usually during monsoon is the top time whenever this is full and flowing. There are signs posted everywhere saying to be careful because the flow after monsoon can get intense. People have gotten hurt and other things, but definitely a cool-off spot. Maybe not year-round, only because it's dried up. We're in a desert. I guess I should have figured, but it's been a hot minute since we've been here. But definitely wanted to add it to the list because we did come before. There was much bigger flow, and my son got to put his feet in the water, and we got to put our feet in the water. It was pretty cold. Now, I will warn you, the hike down here can be slightly rough, so little ones, be careful. And also, as another warning, way at the top here, this is the lower, I think, Verde Falls, but if you go up to the top, it is a popular spot for nudists. So I've read some stories, there is a warning sign somewhere, but just beware if you're like, oh, let me go to the top where like the water starts, ha ha ha. Just watch out. You might want to shield your eyes or not bring the little ones. I haven't seen anything, but usually if you're down here, you're pretty much in the clear. If you're into that, well, head up to the upper fall part. Have fun. I won't. Thanks. Now, while I'm down here, I will talk about one other way we like to keep cool, and that is coming to a Tucson institution. Of course, if you live here, you know what that is. That is EG's. So like I said, we've lived here a little over a year and a half, and I have been to EG's quite a bit. It's one of those places where on a hot day, you want to go in and get the basically, it's like a shaved ice, icy kind of thing. It's called an EG. They have all kinds of different flavors. Before I came here, I headed out there and got one on the way. You can sit in if you like. They have like sandwiches and fries and other snacks, but the big thing, of course, is the ices. So after being outside on a hot day, it's great to just head out to EG's, settle in, get some of them ices. Hey, it was pretty cheap for a small, which was pretty big quantity. It was only 3 1/4, and I could easily probably share that with my wife. But The staff at this location was super, super nice, and it's just one of those Tucson institutions. You hear all about it. Whenever I was looking to move to Tucson, watching videos, everybody just talked about EGs, 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 EGs. So definitely went and tried it. The shaved ice was great. This time I got the mango pina colada mix, and super good, bits of mango inside of it. Hey, fruit, it's healthy, right? So it's that hot Tucson day, and you're like, oh man, I need something to cool off. Definitely EGs. While I was eating it, or every time I eat it, that back of my throat starts to get real like, that throat freeze with the brain freeze. I'd rather have throat freeze and brain freeze than fry in the 110-degree heat. So EGs is definitely another thing to do on a hot day in Tucson. Now there is 2 more things, and I'll just start here. The other thing is there are splash pads located all around Tucson. We took my son quite often to the splash pad. So the one that's right by our house, go there, get the splash pad, get wet. Now, of course, pools, splash pads, water, aquatic centers, anything like that will be great. But this splash pad really did us a really good, wonderful number this summer. He got to enjoy the water. We all did. There's a little playground there. It does have like the tarp over it, so it is partially shaded, which is nice. So the playground equipment doesn't get too hot. But he just loved running around on it, getting on the slide after getting soaked in the splash pad. And then once you start to heat up, you go right back to the splash pad, get all wet, cool off. There's a bunch located all over Tucson. The one on Swan and River-ish is the one that we like, and then there's also one in Oro Valley that's nice, but there's definitely scattered across the city. We didn't make it there, but there is an aquatic center in Oro Valley. We wanted to go to that one, but that is definitely another one to check out, and I'm sure there's just multiple options across Tucson, so it's another way to cool off. I will end the video with this last little bit. The most important thing you have to do to keep cool during the Tucson summer. I'm gonna let Travis take it and finish it out with a couple of my tips. Well guys, the last way we survive the Tucson summer is with one of these babies. Yeah, gotta have it. Probably have one in your house. We needed the extra power this summer because this living room stays warm. They didn't build these apartments with Tucson in mind, but we just crank on the floor AC and we sit here the entire time. It's 110 degrees outside. Oh, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's how you survive the Tucson summer. You sit in front of the air conditioning or do some of the other things I mentioned. I'm Travis. I'm alive here in Tucson. Thank God summer's almost over. We'll see you next time. All right, guys, this is Travis signing off. I appreciate you joining me today. I have been wearing this U.S. Forest Service Sasquatch shirt. If you're interested in that, the link will be in the description below. Shamelessly plugging. But also, if you want to know what my first year in Tucson was like, my real thoughts, and an updated pros and cons list that I have, click this video right here. You'll learn everything you need to know. I'm Travis. I'm alive in Tucson.